Hello, my dear masters. My name is Nanda Maharshi, and today is week 5. Hi, Simona madam. Namaste. My name is Nanda Maharshi. Today is week 5, and today we are going to talk about a topic called as the art of service. So this is one of the most important topic, my dear friends. And before we start this particular topic, we'll do a quick meditation for about 10 minutes, and then we can start the topic.
One question I had. This is the beginning of the week, right? Of this session?
Yes.
Okay. So this is going to go for 6 weeks.
Yes. So I already had 4 weeks of the sessions, and all of them are found on the YouTube map. But this is going to continue, and we have a lot many masters who are going to come and cover for the next 6 weeks. And I have one more week to choose, right? So yeah,
Okay.
this happens every week. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. So before we start about this topic, so we'll start with meditation, quick 5-10 minutes of meditation, and then we'll jump into the topic. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. So sit comfortably, my dear friends. Cross your legs. If you have specs, please remove the specs. Cross your legs. Clasp your hands. Close your eyes. Observe your normal and natural breath. Observe your in-breath and out-breath. Go deeper and deeper into yourself by observing your normal and natural breath. Last couple of minutes, my dear friends. One more minute, my dear friends. Please place your hands on your eyes. Open your eyes with a big smile on your face. Thank you, Prince. So today we're going to talk about a topic that is very much familiar to everyone. So the topic is called as art of service. So art of service is very much important, my dear friends. And this is one of the very important topic that everyone needs to know the real meaning of what is the service, and as well as the importance of service. So today we are going to discuss all of this in detail, and if we have any questions, all of those questions can be answered during this session span. So we all know that we are here to help each other. So we are here to help each other. So we are all friends. We are all friends, and then we are here on this planet to help each and everyone, not only human beings. We need to help other creatures too. So we need to be compassion, and then we need to learn daily, as well as we need to help each other in their learning. So I would like to uh, uh, tell you a small story. So there are two souls that are in the astral realms, that are in the astral realms, and one of the souls once. So one of the souls started saying that I know all the knowledge, and then the other soul started saying, "Okay, if you know all the knowledge, then we are good here, right? So what is the need to go to this planet Earth?" And then the other soul said that in order to experience the wisdom that we already know practically, we need to travel to this planet. So, in that way, that soul, one of the souls, plans to travel to this planet Earth. But before it travels to this planet Earth, right? So they will have some discussion. So they will think about various possibilities. So I'm going to take birth on with this under these parents, or with the help of these parents, or I'm going to live in this society, or they start writing, they start creating their reality, right? So while creating those realities, right? So one of the soul asks the other soul, what type of quality you want to learn from this lifetime, or from this lifetime that you are going to born on this planet, right? So the other soul says that I would like to learn patience. This is what both of the souls mutually agreed upon when they were on the astral planes. And then when they came back to this earth, right? So both of these souls came to this planet Earth to learn, right? To learn, to help each other. So that souls, when they were in the astral realms itself, they started having conversation, and they started saying that, okay, so one of the soul tries to be in anger mode. So one of the soul tries to hurt another soul, and then whenever the other soul gets hurt, it tries to gain that patience, and it tries to master that patience. So other soul always starts creating disturbance in this life, but this soul wants to learn, since it has a in since both of these souls have agreed mutually, and then the other soul needs to learn this patience, right? So both of them here are here for learning, and as well as helping each other. So if one of the soul always tries to hurt other soul, right? So other soul need to learn this patience, and then it needs to acknowledge that, and then it needs to forgive the other soul. That is the basic agreement that these souls have agreed upon. But after coming to this planet, we all forget, and we all start hurting each other, and then we create a lot of mess around us, right? So but this is not the practical scenario when two souls already had an agreement. So after coming to this planet, we have created our own realities here. But the main concept behind this is we are all here to help each other. And uh, one of the soul light reduces its light, and the other soul brightens up its light. Why the other soul wants to dim its lights? Because it wants to help other soul to lighten it, to lighten the other soul with respect to some qualities, right? So yes, friends. So we are all here to help each other. So if a friend of mine is in sorrow, right? So I'm going to help him by providing some guidance or providing some spiritual knowledge or providing with whatever help that I can do. Similarly, we are all here to help each other. And in Vedas, it is called as paropokare idam sharir. So this body is basically is present here just to help each other. That is the main philosophy of our living, my dear friends. So we need to honor that, and when you honor that, then your life is going to become very much easy and simple. And here comes the importance of service. Paropakara means it's service to others. So, and this service is not going to be easily done, my dear friends, because there are a lot of friends, right? When you compare your friends circle itself, right? So you can find a lot of friends, but everyone is not ready to do service, any kind of service, either it is physical service, either it is spiritual service, or any kind of service, right? There are a lot of our friends, but everyone is not ready to do any service because uh, it comes with our soul evolution. So in say suppose if we are having around 100 lifetimes, right? So in those 100 lifetimes, so we evolve in the first 20 lifetimes uh, in tamoguna. There are different types of gunas, right? So tamoguna, rajoguna, and satvika guna, right? So we evolve from one guna to other guna and from other guna to other guna. So if we are having 100 lifetimes, we we wanted to experience one of the guna in 40 lifetimes, and the other guna, rajoguna, in other 40 lifetimes. Basically, tamoguna basically it comes from whenever you are in that tamoguna, right? We always feel attached to this planet, and then we always feel laziness, heaviness, and we are always concentrated on our material wealth or material well-being. So this is all part of tamoguna. Rajoguna basically it comes. Tamoguna is again it's all about survival instinct. But when Rajoguna comes, Rajoguna again it deals with yourself. I need to better my life. Uh, I need to energize myself, or I need to make myself comfortable, whatever the consequences may be. I need to earn this much of money, whatever way is it. So we don't think about anything. We only think about ourselves. So tamoguna and rajoguna. So most of our lifetimes, right? So 80 lifetimes in our 100 lifetimes, they go with this tamoguna and as well as rajoguna. And when you gradually progress from tamoguna to rajoguna and from rajoguna to sattvic guna, so we are only reminded with the 20 lifetimes, right? So within this 20 lifetimes, you will think of doing service to the society and service to yourself. And from Satvika Guna, again, we need to evolve ourselves, and we need to overcome this Guna state, and then we need to become Nirguna. So from Satvika Guna, transformation starts within ourselves, my dear friends. So we need to, in the Satvika Guna itself, we start doing service. And all this guna. So when you take in the point of view of chakras, right? So Mooladhara chakra, Swadhisthana chakra, and Manipura chakra. These are all related to these worldly things. But when you think about Anahata chakra is basically heart chakra. So whenever you have you are very much connected with your heart, then only you start doing service. If you are not connected with your heart, you are not going to do any service. You are only always thinking about yourself. You are always thinking about the material wealth, or else you are always thinking about yourself or your family or anyone. But when you are truly connected with your heart, then only you are going to express it out. And then you are going to do a service, whether it is physical service, whether it is spiritual service. So from Anahata chakra or from the heart chakra, only the service starts. Similarly, from Satvika Guna, the service starts. And in India, we call it as Bhagyavan, right? So Bhagyavan means the one who has divinity attached to him, or one who has the blessings of the God, Bhagyavan, we say, right? So whenever you do a greater amount of service, then only you're going to get aligned with the God, with the prime creator. There comes this word Bhagyavan. Whenever you are aligned to the divine, or whenever you are aligned to the universe, or whenever you are aligned to the nature, everything will fall in place, my dear friends. And then when you start doing this kind of service to the nature, or else to yourself or to the divine, everything will return back, or everything will get double or triple. That's where we need to understand the importance of service, my dear friends. And we always think the we always think that uh, there is a big difference between service and duties, my dear friends. Because whenever we are doing any help to our parents, right? So we always think that we are doing a free service to our parents. Or else whenever we are taking care of the kids, right? We always think that we are doing a great service to our kids. We due to the societal constraint, right? So we think in that way, that we are doing a great service to our kids, or great service to our parents. But that is not called as service, my dear friends, because there are two different types of things. One is service, another is duties. Those all come under the duties, my dear friends, because we took birth from our parents, and our kids are born from us, right? So it is our duty, primary responsibility, to take care of our kids as well as the society. So whenever you do the job, right? So it is your duty. It's not the service that you're doing. And service comes without any expectation. So most of us, we always think that doing such kind of duties is service, but that is not a service, my dear friend. Service is always um, something which is done without any expectation, and service is always something which makes other person liberated, or else other person independent. And sometimes we also think that if we build temples for the sake of God, that is also a great service. And then we all do other types of activities, like all the bad karmas. And then we think that this is going to clear off my karma, and then build a big temple. That is not the true service, my dear friends, because we are expecting that I'm going, all the bad karma is going to get cleared from building this temple. That is not the real service, my dear friends. The real service only comes without no expectations. And we should always leave profits whenever we wanted to do any service, right? So we need to drop off the profits. So in Telugu, we have Kuntalabam Manuko from Gurujadapuram. So whenever you want to do any service, right? So we need to drop off all the profits that we are getting. That is called a service, my dear friends. And the first step of this service starts with without any expectation, like removing or leaving our profits. There itself, our service will start. When you start uh, to remove your profits, or else when you start to think in terms of non-expectation, then only that is the first step of our service. Then only the service starts. And this should come from your heart. Again, you should not think about anything else. So these are some of these are the initial steps of the service. And so when we do such type of service, right? So we always, when we do it with heartfully, we will get rid of all the karmic bonds, because the duties that we do, they are all related to karmic bonds. So the duty that I do to serve my parents, or the duty that I do to my kid, they are all part of karmic bonds. We are all karmic related. The friends, or else or anything, the bosses in the office, we are all karmic related. We have already designed ourselves, and then we are part of this karmic bonds. But when you do service without any intention or without any profits, then we overcome from this karmic bonds. Those are not considered as karmic cycles. So if you wanted to make our life as a last life, or if you wanted to get rid of this karmic bonds, right, we need to start doing service as soon as possible. That's the only thing, my dear friends. And when you start traveling from your heart chakra to the above chakras, right? So the levels of the chakra will determine what type of service you're doing. Is it a physical service, or is it a spiritual service, or what type of service that you're going to do? And when you read that Sahasrara state, right? Sahasrara chakra, 1,000 lotus chakra. So you are helping the whole humanity, not only humanity, whole creature. That is there are different levels of service, my dear friends. So the first step is living our profits. And then when you start doing happiness, when you start doing the service with your heart, right, you will always be felt with great love, great compassion prevails, as well as there is a greatest happiness, and you always feel this great happiness within you whenever you do this service. That is the first step of service. And the second step of service is uh, so the first step is like doing any physical service without any expectation, right? The second step of service is like doing the service to yourself. So we always take care of our body regularly, right? Similarly, it's not only the body that we are. So Sri Krishna Paramatma, he in Bhagavad Gita, he said that I am Gudakesha. I am Atma Gudakesha. That's what he said in Bhagavad Gita. So that means I am soul. I am an eternal soul. That's what he said. So when he himself said that we are all souls, and we all know that we are all souls, right? So when we think about ourselves, right? So it's not only our physical body. So we always care of our physical body. But when you know yourself truly that you are a soul, then you need to take care, start to take care of your soul as well, right? So the second steps comes whenever you take care of your soul, whenever you uh, try to know yourself, whenever you start to know yourself. That is the second step of our service. So we are doing a great service to others in the first step, and then we are doing a great service to ourselves by doing by doing meditations or trying to understand about yourself, that you are a soul. That is the greatest service that anyone can do, like knowing yourself, getting the right spiritual knowledge. That is the greatest service. That is the second step of service, my dear friends. And the third step of service will be helping anyone, helping the humanity without any expectation. So we need to donate all the things that we are having. There are people who actually do that. So they don't think about themselves at all. They just go on doing service. They 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 don't think about anything about themselves. Even though they have a family, they are not going to think about their family, how their family is going to uh, uh, live, or else they don't think about the livelihood of their family. They only do the service. They go on doing the service. That is the third step, my dear friends. Like taking completely into the other levels, like serving the whole humanity. For example, we have a master called as Chandra sir, Chandra from Pyramid Valley International. He was a managing director and a trustee for Pyramid Valley and all other big pyramids in India. So he has donated the amount that he has, whatever the amount he has, to the building of this great pyramid. So whenever he donated all the money that he has without thinking anything, the universe has given him a lot of knowledge by providing him a lot of practical as well as spiritual knowledge. So whenever you try to take up this kind of challenges, right, you will definitely learn a lot of things, and then your spiritual progress will be in acceleration. It will be skyrocketed if you take those kind of challenges and donate whatever you are having, or whenever you are willing to do heartfully a greater service to the humanity, right? A greatest Whenever you do a greatest service to the humanity, right, all the you will get a lot of happiness, and also all the spiritual knowledge that you can acquire, it gets fast enough. You will get a uh, quick glimpse of the enlightenment when you start doing these things. So the third steps comes whenever you do a greater service to the humanity. That's what even Buddha also said, right? So Buddha said, Buddham Sharanam Gachami, then Sangam Sharanam Gachami, and Dharmam Sharanam Gachami. Right? So you need to do yourselves a greater service, and then think about your society. And the other thing is, the last thing is service to the all creatures, like Dharmam Sharanam Gachami. We need to do whatever that is right always. Killing animals is not right at any point of time in this in any at any point of time on this planet. So we need to know that. So that is called as Dharmam Sharanam Gachami, my dear friends. So we need to do a lot of service to all the creatures that are living alongside with us. That is the fourth type of service. The first type of service comes whenever you leave profits. The second type of service comes whenever you try to learn about your soul and then try to know about yourself. And the third step of service comes whenever you try to help the humanity. And the fourth stage of service comes whenever you try to help the whole creatures. So I was talking about the chakras, right? So heart chakra, that is the fourth chakra. From fourth to seventh, we all cover this four stages simply like this. Like in the heart chakra, we try to help our neighbors. And in the Vishuddha chakra, we try to know ourselves much more. We try to inquire about our soul. We try to understand the soul knowledge, soul wisdom. And when you go to the third eye chakra, you will try to help the whole humanity by providing the spiritual wisdom. And then when you reach that Sahasrara stage, right, you are entitled to help all the creatures on this planet. That's where we complete our four chakra systems. And then when you do all of this service, these four types of services, right? So you will also go from Satvika Guna to Nirguna stage without any gunas. You are without any karmic bonds as well as without any gunas. You have become into a divinity. You have transformed yourself into a divinity. That is these are the four stages of the service, my dear friends. And I would like to tell a couple of examples. So when Swami Rama went to Himalayas and he asked the gurus in Himalayas. So Swami Rama has visited a lot of Himalayan masters. And then he was during the British rule. And he went to one of the yogi and he told that yogi that I wanted to go into this freedom struggle and make India independent. That's what he told to one of the guru. All the gurus, they know about us. And then the guru told, there is no need for you to go to this freedom struggle. You need to sit in meditation and know yourself. And then there is no need for you to do this physical service. There is no need for you to do this physical service, like getting the independence to this particular land. There is no need for you to do this physical service. You are here to do a greater amount of spiritual service, where you are going to show path to all the humanity from the earth to the skies. So that's what one of the guru told to Swami Rama. And then Swami Rama dropped that idea of joining into that freedom struggle and then fighting against British rule. He dropped that idea. But he sincerely practiced meditation. And then he was able to acquire a lot of spiritual wisdom by going to each and every master in Himalayas as well as in India. And he was able to bring that wisdom to the West also. Similarly, Yogananda Paramahamsa also did the same. So his guru, Yuktesh Guru, he told that I just read it yesterday night, and then when I was reading it, I was able to remember this particular point. And he told that until his last breath, Yuktesh Guru, his guru, told Yogananda that until your last breath, you are here or you are endowed with that responsibility to provide spiritual wisdom to each and everyone on this planet. That's what he told Yogananda. So everyone who has this breath needs to do this service. That is the ultimate thing that everyone needs to do. And Yogananda's life till his last breath he is having a greater responsibility to do a service to this society. And the service is one of the highest service. That is the spiritual service. His gurus told him that you are going to do this greater amount of spiritual service and then enlighten this world. That's where he again traveled to West. Again, he gave all the wisdom, all the Eastern wisdom, along with Western wisdom to the West. That's where he came and served the whole humanity. So these are the most important aspects of service, my dear friends. And we all know, right? So in any country, when we take this democracy, right? So all the governments always say that we are doing a lot of service to the people, right? They always say that. So they always create schemes which makes people lazy enough, like providing free food, or else providing free food or providing money without any work. So they always say that we are providing greater amount of service to the people, right? But it makes them dependent on the government, and it makes them dependent upon the money that they get from the government. So most of them, they get dependent. But whenever you wanted to do any service, right, it should be independent. It should make people independent. So once Vivekananda was asked that there are a lot of other there are a lot of gurus, or else there are a lot of people who are doing a lot of service on this planet, right? So which service is the best service, or what is the actual service that you think is the best one? One of the disciples asked Vivekananda about this. Then Vivekananda started saying that the service which makes people independent is the best service. That is the ultimate service. So the service that the government is doing is not the right service. We need to provide free food to the people in need, not everyone. And we need to provide employment along with the money. That is the right way of doing things. But without creating all those opportunities, you are making you people dependent upon yourself, right? That is not the right service, my dear friends. So the right service comes whenever you make other people independent. And there was one example. So Patriji used to teach meditation to people, right? So during one of his teachings, right? So there was a beggar who was going through, and then he started asking Patriji. Then Patriji, what he did is he bought some food to that beggar. After he ate that food, he provided some money, and then he told him to sit for meditation. Whenever you sit for meditation, then only I'm going to give you some money. He told that, and then he made that beggar to sit for meditation. And then after he sat, and after the meditation is done, he gave him 10 rupees, and then he left. So that beggar used to come every frequently to Patriji for some days, some weeks. So what Patriji made is, like, he made so whenever we go to Patriji's house, right? So he always provides food first. Food is the first main source. So whenever your body is active, then only you're going to work on your spiritual practice, right? So we need to take care of our body first, and then later on we need to take care of our soul. That's what Patriji has done. So he made that beggar to eat some food, and later on he made him to sit in meditation, to know about himself, to know about himself, and then to be independent. So when he started doing this meditation for some days, right? So he became independent, and then he stopped begging. Instead of begging, he went and he searched for job, some work. So we need to make people independent, my dear friends. We need not make them dependent upon ourselves. That is the true service. That is how service should be. So, and service should also uh, doesn't need to have any complaints. So Patriji, he used to travel a lot during his initial days, right? So he used to travel whole night from one place to the other place, and next morning, early in the morning, he used to have uh, he used to have a class at 6 o'clock in the early in the morning. He used to travel almost till 5 o'clock or 5:30, and without taking any rest, he used to attend the other session and then give that wisdom. And then after having some dinner or lunch, he used to travel from this place to another place. So he used to travel almost every day to all the places with facilities or without facilities. Sometimes in those days, right, trains used to become late. They used to run late by 10 hours or 5 hours or 4 hours, right? So he used to just sleep on the platform, on the railway platform. So there is no need of having any complaints whenever you start doing any service, right? So we should not do any complaints. We need not have any complaints, and then we need to do it with heartfulness, right? So that's where the service starts, right? So whenever you do with heartfulness, you're not going to have that complaints about anything or any judgments. So once he traveled to Mumbai, where he traveled a whole night, and then during early morning he reached Mumbai at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock. He was supposed to go to someone's house, and then he went to that someone's house, and then he stayed outside the house without disturbing the owners of the house, because the owners of the house generally they get up early in the morning at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning, right? So he don't want to disturb the house owners. Once the maid was coming to the house, she saw Patriji, and then she went inside, and after all doing all the cleaning and everything, she informed the owners of the house. Then the owners of the house came, and then they took Patriji into the hall, and he waited till everyone gets freshed up, and then he later on went and he got freshed up. So he never told that he came early in the morning and he did like that. He just told that I just came now, and then he never had any complaints or anything like that. So we need to have that much of patience and that much of uh, non-complaints or non-judgments, my dear friends. And whatever we are having, right? So we need to devote ourselves to do this service, like tan man dhan, right? So you guys are doing the same thing. You are so whenever we have a group meditation, right? Group meditation or in-person meditation, right? We always provide uh, tan. We always go with our body to that place. Then we use our vehicle as a material wealth by taking by putting some gas or something like that. And man, we need to put our mind into that meditation, and then we need to put our whole heart in doing those practices, right? So we are always doing tan man dhan for any spiritual services, right? So that is the greatest service that anyone can do, not the physical service. Physical service is limited to certain aspects, certain chakras. But if you wanted to enlighten yourself, right, go to the higher levels, right? You need to do the spiritual service. Unless someone cannot do this spiritual service, they cannot enlighten themselves. So doing spiritual service is the easiest way to get enlightened, my dear friends. And then whenever you wanted to do service, right, opportunities will fall in place. So, for example, there was a madam called as Saroja madam. She's from Australia. So she was doing some sessions, and she wanted to introduce a new program called as Crystal Corner for kids. So when she wanted to introduce this program for the benefit of the kids, right? So she wanted to cover this program for whole world, like across the world, and she just put some notes on Facebook, and then volunteers poured in. They jumped into it without any expectations. They started volunteering, doing this volunteer service. Almost 80 to 90 people. So they started doing this volunteer service. So whenever you start doing this voluntary service, or whenever you start to feel that I need to just serve this humanity, right? Opportunities will fall in place, and they should be willing enough, right? We should be willing enough to share or to do this service, right? Whenever you are willing to do service, right, lot of opportunities will fall in place, and then it will help you to take right choices and then enlighten ourselves. And there are different types of yogas, right? Karma yoga, like giving service to the physical, giving the physical service, that is called as karma yoga. And gnana yoga, basically knowing about ourselves, is called as gnana yoga. And when you get that gnana, right, so when you get that, when you attain that wisdom, right, you always do gupta dance without your names. You always uh, you always say that I'm a medium for the divine to pass that energy from me to others, and you don't reveal your name anywhere in the world. So we always see, right, whenever they build a temple, right, so they always write the donor name. There is no need to do. So we need to do that Guptadan. So we need to, and Guptadan comes only with enlightenment or with wisdom, with spiritual wisdom. When you know about your soul, then only you're going to get this Jnana Yoga. And from Jnana Yoga, when you realize that I am all over, I am Brahmasmi. When you think that I am Brahma, when you realize that after doing a lot of spiritual sadhana, when you realize that I am Brahma, then you're going to do Nishkama karma without any expectations or without anything. You do complete service to the humanity. And then lastly, what we think is there is a sloka called as Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Means it, you will understand later the all the service that I am doing, right? I always think that the service that I am doing is for others, right? So we always think like that, but it's not like that. Whenever you come to that, whenever you attain to that state, right? Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Everything is Brahma and everything is me. When you think, when you come and when you attain to that state, right? You think yourself that I am doing this service to myself, not doing it for others. That is where we always we become sakshi bhav. With sakshi tattvam, we do the service, thinking that I am the reflection of others, and then you start doing service. That's where you think that everything is me. So these are a couple of levels of service, my dear friends. So the true service comes whenever you make people independent, give them the spiritual wisdom. The spiritual wisdom will definitely make them independent. Yes. Anyone has any questions, my dear friends? Any questions? Okay. So if you don't have any questions, we'll meet next week with another topic. But before we end up the session, we'll just do a quick meditation for about 2 minutes, and then we'll wind up the session. So sit comfortably, my dear friends. Clasp your hands, close your eyes. Observe your normal and natural breath, my dear friends. Observe the in-breath and out-breath. Observe your normal and natural breath, my dear friends. Last 30 seconds. Five, four, three, two, one. Please place your hands on your eyes. Open your eyes with a good smile on your face. Thank you, my dear friends. So this is very important topic. So we all need to do this great amount of seva to ourselves as well as to other beings and other creatures. And we'll all meet with a new topic next week, same time, same place. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you, Ramakrishna.